welcome to week 22 of remote screencasting instruction. This is for our self-paced work, the week of February 8th through the 12th. As you log into Schoology this week, you'll see that we have week number 22 is our green folder. So please click into that and click into the self-paced folder for your work at home. Right now, you're probably looking at this page here, but we're going to focus in on a couple of things to download this week, as there are two different assignments to complete on your own. First, as we click into the Golden Age of Rome, you'll see that this is going to carry over from last week's Greek Golden Age, and we'll eventually get to the other two classical civilizations in the upcoming weeks. You'll see that there is a downloadable file here. But this is a good item to take a look at. All roads lead to Rome. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Of course, the Roman Empire, long-lasting, had tremendous amounts of influence for later civilizations, including what we would now call Western philosophy or Western thought, Western way of thinking, and or life. So as we click into this, I'm going to go ahead and scoot over to Notability so you can see this page itself. And as we look into Rome's Golden Age, we'll see a couple of items here. There's a great picture from the Bills Stadium. I already miss our 2020 Buffalo Bills, and you can see this picture was taken before the pandemic, as it is loaded with people. I did not take this picture. I was sitting in a different seat, a little bit lower down, fortunately, from where this was taken. But, you know, we look at stadiums in general, and we start to talk about, you know, where did the idea come from? And easily a football field would fit into Rome's Colosseum. So hopefully you can see where that's going. We'll also take a look at the road network of the Romans, and we could see highlighted here across New York State is the thruway that we often called the 90. Interstate 90 goes across New York State and leads into other states as well. And we'll even see some different landmarks here. This one is taken down in Brooklyn, this picture of an arch. And not only is an arch significant to Roman architecture, but just the idea of having these gates, these passageways to show, you know, as going through a particular area. These gatehouses would actually be in different parts of the Roman Empire. So your job is to take a look at A, B, and C and have some comments there for us to fill in. This week we tried to fill in gray areas for you to know where to complete some extended response questions. Here we'll see talking about the Pax Romana, Roman peace, the Golden Age of Rome. And we'll see that this time period here is going to identify this about 200 years, a little before the year zero and a little after, or quite a bit after. But we will see that it is after the death of Julius Caesar from Augustus, Octavian Augustus. Octavian will take on the name Augustus, which is to say that he is now the exalted one, the first Roman citizen. But it's in that time period that he takes over after Julius Caesar's assassination on the Senate floor, and Rome begins to have this incredible time of prosperity. Very few wars that will take place during this time. So you'll see here a couple of items for our notes. You know, centralized government. If there's anything that we could walk away from the Roman unit, is that they were a highly centralized, successful government. Centralized meaning that everyone went to Rome. Just like in the United States, everyone who is a part of the government would at some point go to Washington, D.C. Locally in New York State, our centralized government is in Albany. So decentralized, we will later find out that it is you know, more separated governments that do not you know, work together. And we'll see that in Europe after Rome falls apart, and we call that the Middle Ages, the feudal period, the medieval period of Europe. But we'll also see some other amazing accomplishments. The cultural heritages of really Greco-Roman beliefs are going to be strengthened, including the rise of Christianity, which is the second assignment for this week. But we'll see some massive technological improvements in engineering and architecture with domes and arches of the Romans. So continuing on, here is a museum walk. This page might look familiar because last week in the Greek unit, we were looking at the classical civilizations. In fact, there's a graphic organizer that you already started. And on the last page of that graphic organizer, you were only completing one row. So let me just show you real fast the graphic organizer that you did last week, or actually 2 weeks ago. So here is the Golden Ages, compare and contrast. So by the time we're done with all four classical civilizations, we'll have this document complete. And through last week, you only did the third row, which is on Greece. This week, we're going to ask that through this packet, you begin to complete the part on Rome. And here we'll look at the prosperity and stability, the visual arts and architecture, literature, music and philosophy, science, math, and technology. So you should be able to fill in some comments here. You'll notice, though, that I did scale back a little bit of the gallery walk here, the museum walk, if you will, as there will be some documents. And here we'll see some pictures of the Roman aqueducts to the left and the Pantheon to the right, which is this dome-like structure. You'll see the dome here. And there's literally a hole cut in it. You'll notice that it's going to, throughout the year, that circular light from the dome will actually illuminate different Roman gods and goddesses that were at one time painted all around the perimeter of this dome, making it just a fantastic architectural achievement. Scrolling down, we'll see a little bit more about the aqueducts, and here's where we're going to ask you to watch a couple of video clips. Some of them are only a couple of minutes long. Hopefully they work. As of Friday, February 5th, I checked them and they worked, so hopefully that works for you. Here's a bit on the Colosseum. There is one video link that's not going to work, so you could just eliminate that, but get straight to the Roman Road Network that is identified here in the Mankind series. It's a great video production that we like to use little parts from. Moving along, Roman sculpture, and here's where it's a carryover from Greek sculptures. The realism, right? This is just a truly idealistic and realistic carving out of marble that is created. You could even see just the curves and creases in the muscles and the veins going down in the bicep here, and you'll see all the toes and the feet. It's really just absolutely outstanding. The Romans copied much of that from the Greeks, and of course it would be carried on through other civilizations. And this was done even in bronze too, so you'll see this these statues all over the Greek and Roman world. Here's your part to do for an extended piece. I'm asking you to contextualize the Pax Romana by identifying and describing, and then later the impact that it would have on other regions. And of course, you know, we see this in Washington, D.C. today, as we see lots of influence on other civilizations through Rome. So that's part one. I'd like to now also look at part two, which is in the self-paced folder. This is now the rise of Christianity. There are two parts to this. We are going to be looking at in class part of Christianity, but this is really just some of the basics. So we grabbed a video clip. This is actually made by the Oprah Winfrey video production company. This is only a few minutes long, but it does go through some nice pieces to give us a background of Christianity. The second video is part of a series. We've already seen the first one. It was Judaism, My Life, My Religion. So you might remember the kids that were focused on in the program. And here again, we'll see the same kind of thing. But if you could, just pop this open to view. And I have it over here in Notability as well. So here is the page. It starts off with a couple of vocabulary words and some things for us to sort of focus on. But please note, there is the time stamp for approximately when this will begin to describe each of these different pieces. So if you need to rewind, you can. I chose not to put this into Edpuzzle. Last week there was more than a couple of issues. So we're just trying to adapt to make this as not as inconvenient as it was last week. So we appreciate in advance you working your way through this and you know, even working with partners at home. So two things to do. First is the Roman achievements, the Golden Age, and the graphic organizer that goes with it. The second is going to be the rise of Christianity and some items here. In class this week, we're going to be studying not only these couple of items, but also the fall of Rome. So we're moving fast, and we hope that you have a great week. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact one of your teachers. and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks.